Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Stephen Jones provides disappointing update on Cowboys cornerback Darren Bland. The Dallas Cowboys overcame a poor showing on defense to even their record in Week 2, outlasting the New York Giants 40-37 in a wild overtime finish. While the Cowboys hope to improve on that, it won't be easy. Next Sunday, they're expected to again be without All-Pro cornerback Darren Bland. Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones said on 105.3 The Fan that Bland is probably a long putt to suit up in Week 3, as Dallas visits the Chicago Bears. Bland, 26, is currently sidelined with a left foot injury stemming from an incident in practice on September 8. While the injury is unrelated to the foot issue that limited Bland to 7 games last season, it's believed to be serious enough to keep him out multiple weeks. Complicating matters, it comes as fellow cornerback Trayvon Diggs ramps up from off-season knee surgery. In 2023, Bland set an NFL record with 5 interception returns for touchdowns and led the league with 9 interceptions overall. He missed 10 games last season with a stress fracture in his right foot. Despite that, Bland signed a 4-year, $92 million extension in August that included $50 million guaranteed. He played well in the Week 1 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, allowing only 2 catches for 11 yards. The Bland-less secondary was picked apart by Russell Wilson, who threw for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 of those touchdowns went to Malik Nabers, who had 9 catches for 167 yards. Wan'Dale Robinson added 8 catches for 142 yards and a score. Even after a win, the Cowboys' porous defense was a hot-button topic Monday. Former NFL quarterback and ESPN analyst Dan Orlovsky ripped the unit on X, formerly known as Twitter, calling its game tape a disaster. Scheme, communication, execution, leverage, discipline. About as bad as can be, Orlovsky wrote. Orlovsky's colleague Stephen F. Smith also unloaded on the Cowboys. The statement that the Cowboys made in Week 2 is that their defense is trash, Smith said. I mean, that's the statement that they made. Did you see how Russell Wilson looked? We didn't expect that. Dallas secondary, my lord. What the heck is going on there? Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer, of course, offered a much more subdued take, saying the team has things to clean up ahead of Week 3. That was not the standard. I think there's a lot of things we can clean up. I think that's what I'm excited about, is that this is not a multiple week thing. This is something that we think we can correct, Schottenheimer said, via the Cowboys website. Cowboys defense is broken, one trade could fix that. The Dallas Cowboys defense wasn't expected to dominate in 2025, but 2 games into the season, the unit is underperforming in precisely the areas that matter most, generating pressure and containing mobile quarterbacks. While the run defense against running backs has held up, quarterbacks are escaping sacks and making big plays. For all their questions up front, Kenny Clark and Osa Odigizua are 2 of the few bright spots, and they're not enough. That's why trading for Miami's edge rusher Jaylon Phillips makes sense now more than ever. Even amid struggles, 2 defensive linemen are showing promise. Kenny Clark continues to be a disruptive force inside, a peak run stuffer who eats up blockers, creates backside pursuit lanes, and helps collapse the pocket when the edge rushers win their matchups. Osa Odigizua has flashed strong effort and technique defending both run and pass, showing motor and awareness even when the edge pressures aren't coming. But the problem is that the Cowboys' edge group beyond Clark and Osa has not produced. The current defensive ends aren't getting consistent pressure or sacks. Even with the recent addition of Jadeveon Clowney, the Cowboys do not yet have an outside rusher who can reliably finish drives or force offenses to adjust protections. Why the edge is so critical. Matt Eberflus' defensive scheme depends heavily on front four pressure without sending extra rushers. When the defensive ends aren't winning, quarterbacks have clean pockets, coverages get exposed, and defenses are forced into risky blitzes or mismatches. Mobile quarterbacks have been especially problematic, designed runs, scrambles, or escapes when pressure fails to close the edge. It's not enough to have depth or flashes, the Cowboys need difference makers. Clark and OSA are not the problem, but they also can't carry the burden alone. Without someone who can consistently win on the outside, the defense remains vulnerable. Phillips brings the kind of edge talent that complements what Clark and OSA are doing inside. In his first 2 seasons with Miami, he has registered 15.5 sacks, 46 QB hits, and 27 tackles for a loss. His burst off the line, bend around the edge, and ability to chase plays down make him one of the more dangerous young pass rushers when healthy. Phillips has had injuries, pectoral, Achilles, which may make Miami view him as somewhat risky. Dallas could pursue a trade for a 2025 fifth-round pick, maybe with performance-based conditional terms, e.g., certain sacks or snap counts, that could elevate the return. That kind of pick is a manageable cost for a team that wants to compete now, especially given that the Cowboys already have 2 dominant interior linemen, and Clowney adds veteran juice. Phillips could be the boost that turns those good foundational pieces into a disruptive front. Phillips is still on his rookie deal, so Dallas would get cost-controlled production through 2025. That gives them a year to evaluate him in their system and then decide on an extension later. The cap hit should be reasonable. Adding Phillips wouldn't threaten the ability to re-sign other core players or maintain flexibility. The Cowboys don't need to build an all-pro defensive line overnight, but they absolutely need to stop giving quarterbacks time. So far, Clark and Odigizua are the only consistent bright spots. JV and Clowney helps, but the edge group still lacks a dominant finisher. What do you think? Comment, like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.